Okay, we're going to finish the first part of Chapter 1 in Word. I'm on Activity 1.07 on page 199. And it says click anywhere outside the picture to deselect it, which I've already done. And it looks like I've got a little bit of a problem here with my font. The font does not match, and trying to find out here. We want it to be Calibri 11. This stuff down here is not Calibri 11. I didn't see where it said to change it, but I'm going to change it to Calibri 11 so it matches the other text that I've got. So let's go up here and do Calibri and 11, and it looks a little better. Okay, now I can go on to Activity 1.07. We're going to add a page border. So just click any place outside the picture here, and I want to go to my page layout and go to page borders here, and under the borders and shading dialog box, under setting, click box. Under style, I want the scroll down about a third of the way and click the heavy top line with the thin bottom line. So let's see if we can find, it looks like this one right here, and click the color arrow, and then the fourth column. Okay, so let's go to color, and I want dark blue text 2, and I want it to apply to the whole document, and click on OK, and now I've got a border around the whole thing. Press Control Home to move to the top of the document. So now I'm at the top of the document. Okay, inserting a shape. Press the down arrow once to move to the blank paragraph below the title. That would be right here. And press Enter 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And press Control End to move to the bottom of the document. And notice that your insertion point is positioned in the empty paragraph at the end of the document. And on the Insert tab, we're going to insert a shape. So let's go to the Insert tab, and shapes are in the illustrations group here. And what I want is under rectangles, I want the rounded rectangle. And if I pause the mouse there, come on, the label comes up, so I know I've got the right thing. Click on it, and now what I get down here is crosshairs, and I'm going to drag just under the left corner of the picture here, and drag it and make it about 1 inch tall. That's probably pretty close. And right click on it and choose Add Text. And now we've got a cursor where we can type in the text, and we're going to type improve your strength, balance, and coordination. Okay. And I want to make the font size 16, and let's do the shortcut menu here, and let's go to 16. I think we're probably supposed to be using Calibri here too. So there we go. That looks about right. And now we're going to insert a text box. Do Control Home to go to the top of the document. The Insert tab in the text group, click on the text. So let's go to the Insert tab. The text group is over here, and here's my text box. And the one I always use for this is the one at the bottom that lets you draw it yourself instead of taking one of those pre-formatted text boxes. Position the crosshairs pointer below the K in the word rock. at approximately 1.5 inches on the vertical ruler. I think that would be about right here. And drag down and over, and it looks like it goes about to here in the book. And let's type in some text. We're going to say meets Tuesdays and Thursdays, comma, 7 to 9 p.m. Begins September 13th, ends December 16th, and college room 104. Okay, and save your document. And now in the text box, select all of the text, and we want the font size to be 14. And again, I've got my default set wrong on here, so this should be Calibri by default. Make it bold. I can just type a Control B to make it bold, or you could click up here and then center the text. So we'll center the text, and there we go. On the Format tab in the Size group, we want the height to be 1.5 or 1.2 rather, and we want the width to be 4. So if the text box is selected, we'll have the drawing tools in the Format tab, and over here I want this to be 1.2. I was pretty close, and we want the width to be 4. So there we go. In the Shape Styles group, okay, this would be right here. Click the Shape Effects button, which is right here. Point to Shadow, and then in the first row, the first one, we want Offset Diagonal Bottom Right. And if we pause the mouse over that, it's Offset Diagonal Bottom Right. And in the Shape Styles group, click the Shape Outline button arrow, Shape Outline, and I want dark blue text 2, which is right here, and click the Shape Outline button arrow again, and point to weight, and we want to make it 3 points. Okay. Click anywhere in the document to deselect the text box, and center the box vertically and horizontally in the space below Rock Climbing 101. I don't think I've got it quite centered yet, so I'll drag it over a little bit here, and they tell you to just kind of eyeball it. I'm not sure there is a way to center a text box like that. Okay, press Control End to move to the end of the document. Click on the border of the rounded rectangle to select it. And on the Format tab, in the Size group over here, I want the size to be I want the height of the shape to be 0.8. I got a little too tall there. Now it's 0.8. In the Shape Styles group, click the Fill, the Shape Fill button arrow, which is this one right here. And then at the bottom, point to Gradient, and under Dark Variations, in the third row, click the first gradient, which should be labeled Linear Diagonal Bottom Left to Top Right, and that's the correct label. So there we go. Doesn't look like it's changed a whole lot, but it's changed a little bit. In the Shape Styles group, click the Shape Outline right here. And in the 6th column, click the first color, red, accent 2. There we go. And I'm on page 204 now. Click the Shape button arrow and point to Weight. And I want 1.5 point for the weight, and then it says Save My Document. Objective 4, Preview and Print. Adding a file name to the footer. First, let's get in the footer by clicking on the Insert tab, and one of our choices here is Footer. And we'll just choose Edit Footer. And it takes us down to the footer here now. And now we want to insert the file name, and we don't want to type it in, we want that to happen automatically. So it's on, first of all, you got to be in the footer, and this green header and footer tools will appear up here, and we've got a design tab underneath, and we want to go to quick parts, and it's a field, and it's called file name. And click on OK, and now it's got my file name down there. Notice when you click on that, the whole thing turns gray. That's how you know that it's not something you typed. You know it's something that Word did for you. If I want to get out of here, I can't just single click. I can either go up here and click on the red and white X, or I can just double click in my document. And it says to save my document. And then we're going to do a print preview. We want to do a Control Home to go to the top of the document. And click the File tab to display the backstage view. That's what this whole thing here is called. And click the Print tab over here on the left, and we get a print preview. That's what it's going to look like. And if we compare it with the picture on page 206, it looks almost identical. We've got some zoom buttons here. We can zoom in or out. And it says click on the Info tab, and the Info tab is over here, and on the right under the screen thumbnail, click Properties, and Properties is right here, and then click Show Document Panel. Okay, so this little thing here is my document panel, and in the author box we're going to put in our name, first name and last name, and in the subject box we're going to put CSC 110, and for keywords we're going to type in fitness, rock climbing, and then we're going to close this over here on the far right hand side, and we're going to save the document. And if you want to print, you would go here to the File menu and go to Print, and then click on the big old Print button up here, which I'm not going to do. And that is the end of Project 1A.